My name is Dr. Maria Weber. I'm director of the Wiley Planetarium at Delta State University. This week our astronomy theme is the full supermoon. And what do I mean by a full supermoon? Well, a supermoon occurs when the moon appears to be a little bit larger in our sky than normal. Why does this happen? Well, that's because our moon doesn't orbit around our Earth in a perfectly circular orbit. In fact, perfectly circular orbits don't exist in space. Most objects orbit other objects in what we call elliptical orbits. An ellipse is essentially a stretched out circle. So as our moon orbits around our Earth, there are parts of its orbit when it's closer to the Earth than usual, and parts of its orbit where it's further away than usual. And it just so happens that this Tuesday, April 7th, the moon is the closest it will get to our Earth during the course of 2020. And it just so happens that that night is also a full moon. And so we are treated this Tuesday, April 7th, with a really fabulous supermoon, which happens to coincide with a full moon. And so if you're able to get to a place where it's not too terribly cloudy outside so that you can see the full moon, the moon will appear to be a little bit brighter and larger than usual for you. Sometimes full moons are named by cues coming from nature. In April, oftentimes that full moon is referred to as the pink full moon. It doesn't mean that the moon is actually going to be pink whenever you observe it, but what it does mean is that that moon is up during April, during springtime, and there's one particular flower called the phlox that tends to bloom in April, and the pink color lends its name to the pink April moon. So I've been holding my moon globe here, and in particular I've highlighted a crater here called Copernicus crater. I was talking to my astronomy students about this crater in particular. One cool thing about our moon is that it is in a synchronous rotation with the Earth. That means that one side of the moon is always facing our Earth. And so us, as viewers here on the Earth, never get to see the backside of the moon. There are a lot of planets that are actually in synchronous rotation with their star. There are no planets in our solar system that are in synchronous rotation with the sun, but as astronomers are observing planets in other star systems beyond our own, we call those planets exoplanets, astronomers are finding that there are a lot of planets that happen to be in synchronous rotation around their star. So let's take a look at our April full supermoon in the sky. So here we're looking in the early morning hours of April 8th. And I'm looking here at about 1 o'clock in the morning. So the cool thing about full moons is that they appear to be at the meridian at around midnight. So the meridian is the line that you can draw directly between south and north above us in the sky. Now, the moon doesn't know about daylight savings time, which is why it's crossing the meridian right here at around 1 o'clock instead of midnight. Now, if we turn on our constellations, we see that our full moon is in front of the background constellation Virgo. Virgo is the largest of the 12 constellations of the zodiac. Actually, let me say that again. There's 13 constellations along the zodiac, but only 12 of them appear in our modern horoscope zodiac signs. Now let's look at another cool thing that's occurring for us in April on the morning of April 15th. And right before sunrise, here we have Jupiter, Saturn, the moon, and Mars appearing all clustered together around southeast. And the final thing that we have, it's a really cool thing to look forward to in April, occurs on April 27th. I went a little bit too far. April 27th. And let's look, progressing through the day at around just a little bit after sunset. Now let's look over to the west. Oh, it looks like Venus is here behind this bush. Let's bring Venus up a little bit. And so on April 27th, Venus will be the brightest it ever appears in our sky during the course of a year. And so if you're checking out Venus on that night, you can't miss it. And one thing I forgot to mention is on April 21st. And so if you happen to find yourself free on April 21st and you have a clear sky, you can check out the Lyrid meteor shower. This year, the Lyrid meteor shower coincides with a new moon. A new moon is a phase of the moon where the moon situates itself between the sun and the earth. So the sun is illuminating the backside of the moon, but not the front side of the moon. If you catch the peak meteor shower, you can expect something around 10 to 15 meteors per hour. What is a meteor? A meteor is a piece of space rock, an asteroid, that has entered our Earth's atmosphere. When that meteor moves through our Earth's atmosphere, it's rubbing up against the particles in our atmosphere and it's creating a lot of friction. That friction heats up the meteor and it causes the meteor to glow, and that's what you see as that shooting star, that streak in the sky from the falling meteor. And if the meteor does make it through the Earth's atmosphere and lands on the surface of our Earth, we refer to it then as a meteorite. So those are a few cool things that you can see in our sky during April. So go outside, keep on looking up.